Hello, friends. Recently, a young woman asked me, "What are your values?" This question threw me for a loop, and I surprised myself when I answered with, "I'm going to have to think about that." I mean, there are so many great values out there to choose from, right? You'd think it could just roll right off my tongue. But you know you're getting old when you get more serious, more introspective, more thoughtful and wise about the big questions in life. And so for weeks, I reflected, analyzed, considered, struggled, discussed, meditated, and prayed. And when I finally landed on my big three values, I realized something. Echoes of RUMC are all over them. It stands to reason. After all, RUMC is such a huge part of who I've grown up to be in the last 22 years. I mean, I was 35 years old with two little toddlers and no time to think about the big stuff when I first came to RUMC. Now I am a 56-year-old card-carrying AARP member who really wants to think about the big questions, and more importantly, I really want to know God. And I am so grateful for the person who, with this simple question, inspired me to create solid lampposts for my journey in this world. Today, as we kick off our stewardship campaign, I want to share my recently discerned answer to the question, "What are your values?" And here are some of my musings. Kristen Muscott's big three lampposts. Number 1, generosity. This is an umbrella value for me, really, because rarely does this word stand alone. Because I believe in generosity of spirit, generosity with resources, generosity with forgiveness, generosity with kindness, generosity with time, generosity with energy. Generosity is so wonderful because it can mend relationships, support others, and feed others in body and spirit. Generosity is one way an individual can make the world better. And so I pray, gracious God, let our gratitude overflow into generosity. Number 2, lamppost, community. People need people. I need people, period. And so I pray, gracious God, let your gifts to us overflow into gifts we give to others. Number 3, creation. And I really love this one. Because at the same time that I love to create things like documents, events, programs, muffins and cookies, music and dances, I love to watch birds gather moss for nests, flowers bloom in the dirt, waves carve their way through sand, the sun and the sky make a sunset. Creation gives people, creatures, and marvels of the earth purpose. And so I pray, gracious God, as your children made in your image, let us be creators of abundant life for all. I may be 56 years old, but I'm still figuring things out. One thing I know for sure, I can't imagine my life without RUMC. I am grateful for the opportunity to share my talents, build community, and do purposeful work. And now I ask you, what are your values? Are they already lampposts for you, or do you need some time to reflect analyze, consider, struggle, discuss, meditate, pray? Do you need time to let wisdom percolate in your old bones? A few more questions. What would your life be without RUMC? How does RUMC allow you to live into and or define your lampposts? What's one thing that's important to you that goes hand in hand with RUMC? My friends, as we look toward funding RUMC in 2024, I encourage each of you to consider your values and the value RUMC holds in your life. This congregation is a beautiful body of people who has chosen to be stewards of a building and a staff. This Abundant Life Stewardship campaign will fund RUMC's 2024 annual budget. It is how we will pay for our pastor and staff, the electric, heating, and water bills, office supplies, cleaning, and basic maintenance. It is how we will provide family ministries and faith formation programs, and so much more. And if you have any more questions about that, you can talk to Adam. This is a separate campaign, separate from the Together for Joy capital campaign, and it is how we will keep our building doors open. If you haven't already received a letter and a pledge card in the mail, it will be coming soon. I got mine yesterday. The Stewardship and Generosity team invites you to fill out the pledge card physically or online at redmondumc.org before or on Giving Sunday, which is November 26th, 2023. And one last note, you are invited to attend Pastor Yvonne's Ask the Pastor sessions on Sundays at 11:30 after worship, and also on Tuesdays over Zoom. And you can find more details about that in the newsletter on Friday. And after church today, too, you can ask Yvonne a little bit about it, but it will help us connect the weekly sermons with our space and stewardship. And so, my friends, thank you. You are all lights in my lamppost. So thank you, precious ones.